So for the last soap of the season, I decided to do a melt and pour soap. Not only just a melt and pour soap, a swirled melt and pour soap, which I have never done before. So we're going to attempt to do that today and see how it goes. This one is called Aurora Borealis because there's been actually quite a bit of that in the skies here in Pennsylvania, northeast Pennsylvania, where I live. We've seen just a little bit. I can only imagine what it looks like in the Pacific Northwest. Oh gosh, or like Alaska. I would love to see that. That would be so awesome. But that's what this one is called, Aurora Borealis. I do have all of my soap bases already measured out. We're going to be doing clear and coloring each one, and then we're going to do some ribbons of some white. So I'm coloring the main layer with some cashmere blue. The next layer is, or not layers, but the swirls is going to be jade green. Then I have some tangerine orange for the next color, and then the white is going to be colored with some snow pearl. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and melt all of these down. Then I'm going to stick them in a water bath to kind of keep them warm as I'm working with each one and their color and their fragrance. So before I go ahead and melt those all down, let's go ahead and get some rubbing alcohol into our colorants, and we can start mixing those. All right. We'll go ahead and let those colors just sit there for a second. I'll blend them up while the soap is melting down, and I'll be back. Okay, all of the bases are melted down. I'm going to start off with my blue layer, which is going to be my main layer. I'll go ahead and get my colorant in there. My cashmere blue. This came from Nurture Soap. All right, we're going to start giving this a stir. I'm going to check the temperature. I think it's around 130 or so. It's actually at 118, so we're going to go ahead and get some of the fragrance oil in there and get this poured. I'm going to give this a good stir, probably a good 2-minute stir, just to make sure that this gets married very well with the base. But that's a nice, really pearlescent, shimmery blue. I love that color. The fragrances that I am using today, by the way, are pear-berry and citrus and vanilla, and it smells so nice. When you think of the Aurora Borealis, you think of fresh, bright, citrusy, energizing, right? Because that's what it is. It's energy. I think this scent blend matches very, very well with the name of the soap and then the colors we're going to be using. All right, I think I've stirred quite enough. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and start pouring. I'm not going to pour all of it, but I'm going to pour a good majority of it. Just going to leave just a little bit. Give this a spritz of alcohol. And then I'm just going to leave this sit. I'm going to set a timer for 10 minutes and just let it start forming. So 10 minutes have gone by and we are not even close to where we need to be. I'm taking the back of a pencil eraser and I'm poking. We still need more time, so I reset that timer for another 5 minutes. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and pull out my white soap because I need that to start getting down to about 120. It's in the 130 range right now. I need it to start getting down to the pourable range of 120 or even less. If you can get, you know, your swirl colors down into the teens, that's even better. I did go ahead and color all the rest of the portions with the mica, and I have poured in the remaining scent blend. So we're just going to wait for this to get a little bit more set up, and then we will be ready. We'll take our temp again on our next color, and I'll bring you back then, you guys. It's just going to be a smooth transition. I'm not going to keep telling you every step of the way. You're just going to see what it is that I'm doing. till we get to the part where we're going to use the back of this spoon to drag through to kind of try to create our swirls. We'll see if we're successful or not. I've never done this before. And this is based off of Miss Terry's Soaps and Such, because she is like the queen of melt and pour, in my opinion. She got this technique off of another channel. I think it's called Oak and Acitello. Pretty sure that's the name of it. At any rate, I've never done this before, but we're doing it today. All right, we're just about ready. I've been poking this, as you can see. There's some indentations. It's bouncing back enough, and that's why temperatures are really, really important with this. You know, you don't want to pour too hot, or you're going to be waiting forever and ever and ever, you know, for the layer that's underneath to try to set up before you can start pouring your next layer. But I'm going to pour just a little bit of this white. We are at 120. So I'm going to go ahead and pour some of this, and then I'm going to start doing some swirl techniques. Stick this back in my water bath for later. All right, now we're going to take the back of the spoon and we're going to like do zigzag patterns. See what we come up with. Oh yeah, see how the skin is not formed enough? It's nowhere near thick enough, and I've been waiting for 18 minutes. So we're just going to leave that alone before we ruin it further. That's why, you know, they were saying, like Miss Terry and then the other channel as well, they were really emphasizing that you need to pour at certain temperatures as low as you can get it. So I will mention the kind of soap that I am using. I am using the Pro Base White Crafter's Choice, as well as the Premium Crystal Clear Crafter's Choice. And the brand of your soap base absolutely depends on your melt points and what you're going to be able to do. So that's okay. I'm not mad about it. Actually, let's give it a little bit of a spritz here. We're just going to leave this, and we'll come back when we're really, really ready. All right, we're going to pour the last little bit. I am not confident that this is not going to come out looking like a mud puddle. I think this was an epic fail for me trying to swirl this soap. Kudos to all of you melt and pour kings and queens out there who swirl your melt and pour. My hat's off to you. I can do one color melt and pour. I can do really nice layers with melt and pour. Clearly, I cannot swirl. This was just way too ambitious for me. I think it's going to come out very, very muddy. At this point, I'm really just kind of like poking holes and doing a little bit of a twist to just try to get some of that orange down in there into the bottom layers. It's probably going to create air pockets. I don't know. Happy Thanksgiving. Because I'm actually doing this on Thanksgiving Day. Surgery is on Monday, so this is my very last soap of the year, and why not have it be an epic fail? Whatever. All right, I am going to leave this epic fail just sitting here, and I'll bring you back later to let you see what the muddy nastiness looks like. Well, I unmolded it. It doesn't look like it's muddy, but there's definitive layers rather than swirls. It's not horrendous. I thought it was going to be, and it doesn't look like it's, you know, really, really awful. So let's just cut some off, and we'll see. We'll see what it looks like. Oh my gosh. I'm shocked. There are some air holes though, there are some pockets here, but I'm shocked with how that looks. Wow. I've never done this before. I'm actually rather pleased with the way that that looks. Okay. All right, let's cut a couple of more. That's not bad. I mean, it does look like it's layered, but there are some swirls too. So, you know, I'm really not all that upset about this. I tried my best. I mean, I've never done it before. I don't think it's horrendous. Could be way worse. So these soaps are going to be going out to my saponification station tier members. Wow. Not too bad. I'm not hating it. What do you think, you guys? It's not terrible, right? Could be a lot worse. I think I did okay for the first time ever of trying to swirl melt and pour soap. I think it's not terrible. Okay, that is going to do it for this video, and that is going to do it for the rest of the year. I'm having surgery in 3 days. I'm going to be in a sling for 6 weeks. I'm going to have physical therapy for 4 months after that. I do have content already done, already scheduled through the end of January. So never fear, your content is still coming. I want to thank everybody so much for your support this year. It meant a great deal to me. Your continued support means a great deal to me. I can't keep doing what I'm doing without your support. So thank you so very much. All right, you guys, have a very Merry Christmas. Have a Happy New Year. Stay safe, stay blessed, and I'll see you in the next formulation.